अनुरोध करते हैं सामाजिक न्याय एवं अधिकारिता मंत्री श्री मुकुल वासनिक जी का।
Minister of State and my colleague Shri D. Napoleon, Shri K.M. Acharya, Shrimati Sangeeta Gairola, Shrimati Purnima Singh, senior citizens, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, I am here this evening to pay my respect and gratitude on behalf of the Government of India to the senior citizens. This being an important occasion for us, where we are celebrating the International Day for Older Persons, as has been declared by the United Nations in a resolution in the General Assembly. It is indeed a moment of great pride for me, as we have assembled here to honor some of the exemplary senior citizens of our country on this very important occasion. Vayoshreshta Samman is just a humble recognition of your relentless striving and inspiring achievements. We owe our gratitude to you, and we have lessons to learn from you. We hope that you will keep us guiding and inspiring in the days to come to face the challenges which are ahead of us. You are a living testimony to show that old age, instead of being synonymous with hapless dependence, is in fact the beginning of a new inning of life, characterized by unflinching commitment to go after all the unfinished dreams and achieve them by sheer grit and determination. On behalf of the entire nation, I wish you would keep being with us for a much, much longer time, so that we together can take the country forward on the path which you have already tread upon. The demographic composition has been changing over the last few decades, and we have seen that not only the numbers but the percentage of older citizens in the entire population has been increasing rapidly. We have seen that in 2001 there were almost 7.6 crore people who were 60 plus, and this number will be growing to almost 17.3 crore by the year 2026, and therefore, keeping in view the special needs of the senior citizens, I think we will have to focus our attention in finding out ways and means as to how we are going to deal about that. Demographic transition has been accompanied by changes in society and economy. These are of a positive nature in some areas and also a cause of concern in some other areas, throwing up new challenges. Modernization, urbanization, and exposure to lifestyles in developed countries are bringing changes in the value system. The traditional societal structure is fast giving way to nuclear family in place of traditional joint family system, which ensured elderly a position of respect and relevance for ages. Also, changing social values have resulted in neglect of aging population in the country. This creates a challenging situation, not only in terms of their health care, but also about their financial security and emotional needs. In a nutshell, the next few decades are going to test our ability to address the needs of aging population. Aging under these circumstances poses two types of challenges. One is to ensure the care and protection of the elderly so that they can live a healthy, dignified and productive life, whereas the second challenge is to develop a socio-economic order where the older people would be looked at as partners in progress rather than a burden on society. I think with these things in mind, we will have to start a new interaction between all those stakeholders who have been involved in attending to the issues concerned with the older citizens. To address the issues of aging, the Government of India had formulated and announced a national policy on older persons in the year 1999. 10 years have passed since the time this policy was announced. many things we have been able to do on behalf of the government. Quite a number of initiatives have been taken to ensure a hassle-free and a more dignified life to our elderly. Apart from the improvement of healthcare system, a number of financial security measures have been initiated by the government, but after 10 years of its implementation, we have decided in the government that it's time that we make a thorough review of the national policy on older persons, see as to how much we have been able to achieve, what have been the gaps, what have been the shortcomings, what are the other new challenges which have been thrown up, what more needs to be done. And this review we will be undertaking in the days to come, and then we will come forward to formulate a long-term perspective plan, maybe for a period of the next 25 years in dealing with the issues of the older persons. The National Council for Older Persons, which is the highest body to advise the government on matters concerning the formulation and implementation of policy and programs for the older citizens, will be consulted when we are going to conduct this exercise. The ministry has been making concerted efforts to ensure that lives of the older persons become more comfortable. We have a grant in aid scheme which is called the Integrated Program for Older Persons, and we have been implementing this for the last several years. The scheme has been revised and some more projects have been included under the scheme. We will be making our efforts to see that the scheme is more effectively implemented. A mention has already been made about the Maintenance and Welfare of Persons, Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. Most of the states have already adopted the act. Notifications have been issued. Some states remain to adopt this legislation. But what is more important is that much more awareness about this legislation needs to be created so that the rights provided in this legislation are enforced effectively and the older citizens are able to take advantage which this act has been legislated for. The need for skilled caregivers is extremely important. A frontline cadre of caregivers to ensure quality care at home as well as in the institutions is one of the important strategies set out for future. In the wake of disintegration of the joint family system, it is necessary to ensure that professionally trained caregivers are available to meet the demand. The National Institute of Social Defense has been running a number of courses to train geriatric caregivers to provide a dedicated cadre of professional home caregivers, and there are a large number of courses which have been run by this National Institute of Social Defense. Without going into other details, let me come back to the second important aspect of providing the elderly an opportunity to have productive and fulfilling aging. To this end, it may be necessary to revisit some of the programs which we have been implementing, and I look forward for active participation and suggestions from all those organizations which have been working in the field for older persons, so that what we come out with will really reflect the aspirations of the older citizens.